Good evening, folks. This is just a quick video on some cheap AliExpress electronics kits, and these are available super cheap from AliExpress. In fact, Banggood and other websites like that. And both these kits here were less than £1 each. This one was 45 pence, and this one was 82 pence, both including delivery to the United Kingdom from China. You know, it's beggars belief how they can do it. But anyway, yeah. So I thought we'd have a quick look at them. Like you say, they're really cheap and they're ideal for kids to do, or just somebody that's new in electronics as a hobby. You know, absolutely perfect for that. And I suppose even in the educational sector, you know, teachers could purchase these in bulk. You know, for the students to do. Let's see, this one's 45 pence. So if you get a class of 20 students, you know, it's less than £10. You know, for 20 kits, you know, which is superb value. So I thought we'd have a look at them and then basically build one of them. This one here, I won't take all the components out, but this was described as a breathing LED. So I think it basically just pulses the LEDs on and off slowly. Hence the breathing sort of name, and it just uses the LM358 op amp. A little potentiometer there to control the rate at which the flash rate, if you like, and there's some 8 blue LEDs and a few resistors and a couple of caps and a little transistor in there. And the other kit, and the kit which I thought I'd do tonight, is this one, which, as you can see, is a heart shape. So ideal for presenting to the love of your life. No, joking aside, you know, it's a great one for the kids to do. Ideal for obviously educational purposes with your children, but it'd be nice, something nice to give to their mum, or you know, something like that. Anyway, you can decide what you wish to do with it. So yeah, we'll have a look at it, and then we'll build it. So as you can see, the PCB is actually quite a thick PCB. And it is, I mean, putting some force on that, and it's barely flexing. Really nice quality PCB. Just a silk screen on there. Sorry, white silk screen. Just showing you the components and the values and polarities, etc. And on the back, yeah, fairly nice quality board. Okay, folks, on to components. I'll just tip them out. Yep. Any ideas what that says? Not sure. Yeah, components wise, we've got a few resistors. We've got 3 electrolytic caps. Oops, throwing them everywhere. 3 transistors and some red 3mm LEDs and a little slide switch. So yeah, I thought we'll just go ahead and build this and see what it does, because I'm not actually sure what it does. I'm assuming with the transistors there's going to be some sort of flashing pattern. So we'll have a look at our resistors. So there's only 2 types, so there's a hundreds. So we'll just put those in first. As I said in my previous video, it's best to put your lowest profile components in first, just because it makes it easier in the long run. And when you're using taller components. So I'll just put them in. I'll splay the legs slightly just to hold them in place. And let's say these are 100 ohm resistors, so we'll just pop them in the appropriately marked locations. But yeah, I really don't know how they do these so cheap. It's unbelievable. It's obviously good for us. I think I read somewhere online they've got some agreement with China Post, where they essentially, you know, pay us a one-off fee, and I think it's government backed to sort of encourage export to other countries and stuff like that. But yeah, so we'll have a look and yeah, see how it performs. So just gonna solder this up. So tin with iron as always. Heat up the joint and the pad, apply the solder, remove the solder, leave the iron in place just slightly, sorry, for a short while, and then that allows the solder to flow around the joint. I think I'm gonna have to get some new solder because this stuff's not too good just now. I've had it a few years and I know you shouldn't really keep it that long, but it's been okay up until about now really. So there we go. And then of course trim the excess off with our side snips. Always nice to have a good set of side snips, because obviously if you're using cheaper ones, you know, they don't tend to do as good a job. You can get these for about £15, these Euron ones. Just be careful if you're buying on eBay, don't be tempted to buy the £2 ones. Normally the blue model, I've got the blue and the orange model. I don't actually know what the difference is, maybe just a slightly different cutting angle. But yeah, you'll see them on eBay with the logo sort of blurred out, and they're like £2 or £2.50 including delivery, and they are absolute, you know, worthless, or useless I should say. They just don't perform. But good investment to put into and keep, because they'll last you for a while. I've had these about 5 or 6 years now, maybe more. Right, so just putting in the remaining 3 resistors. Like so. And I apologise, this is a real-time video, so feel free to skip forward to the end if you don't want to listen to me rambling on about soldering and stuff like that. So turn right. There we go. If you're watching this video and there's anything you see on AliExpress you'd like me to build kit wise, then just drop me a comment and I'll have a look about and see what it's about. I'd quite like to do one of these LED cubes, but they look the actual circuit board looks, the PCB looks easy enough, but the actual construction of the cube itself does not look good at all. Right, so I think we'll put our transistors in next. So they're all 9013s. So let's check these, verify they are all the same. It appears one of them isn't. So I've got 2 9013s there and an 8050. Right, I'm just going to pause the video and check those part numbers and just make sure they're the same sort of configuration. Just bear with me. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just quickly stopped the video. I checked the pinouts, and they are on the flat side emitter base collector. So they should all, you know, both part numbers are the same configuration. So I don't see any reason why this shouldn't work. But what I'm going to do is, there's 2 side by side here, so I'll probably just use the 2, you know, the 2 part numbers. It does say 9013 on these. And I'll use that 8050 just on the left here. So I'll just stick those in. So just bend the middle back slightly, middle pin back slightly, and we don't want to put too much pressure on these when they're going in. Just a gentle wiggle to bend the leads out slightly. Okay. So that's off camera there, sorry about that. And finally other one. You can only really put these in one way, I suppose. The silk screen shows you the shape of the transistor. So it's very difficult to put them in the wrong way. Okay, so that should do us. And we'll solder this up now. And what I like to do when I'm soldering, semiconductors like this is, if I'm soldering 2 or 3 at the same time, I'll do one leg and one. I'll move on to the other component. I'll solder it up, then move on to the other, and so on and so forth. And then once I've got to the end, I'll go back to the first one. I'll solder that up, and so on and so forth till we've soldered all the joints and all the components. And what that does is it gives the component a little bit of a rest from the heat while we're doing that, and it reduces the risk of us actually damaging the components. That's a top tip. You can take it or leave it. So, right, again, we'll trim these off. Another good thing about these is they're magnetic, so it tends to hold the leads quite well. Okay, so that's our sort of transistors in now. So I think the next thing to do will be to put the LEDs in. So let's say they're 3mm, and for those that you don't know, let's say hopefully this is a beginner's type video. The LED and other components are sort of polarized. Polarized components generally get a shorter lead, and it's easy on a capacitor because if we look at the shorter lead on here, we can see there's a white line. If it was a sort of lighter colour shrink on there, it would be a dark line, but it would be quite obvious that that's the negative side. And it's the same on the LEDs. The shorter lead is the cathode and the longer lead is the anode. And if you can't remember, because obviously it doesn't say, there's two ways. Well, there's one way you can tell is there's a flat side, and it's quite difficult to see here, I appreciate that. But on the cathode side, it's flat. But just pick up an LED, the way I would remember it, and it's a really silly way, but it works for me, is cathode negative, anode positive. Negative symbol is just a dashed line. A positive symbol is two. Negative is just a straight line. Positive is two cross straight lines. So if you were to uncross it and put them end to end, they would be longer than just the one, wouldn't they? So that's the way I remember it. And you can take that or leave it as well. So yeah, longer lead's positive, and as you can see, hopefully if I can get it to focus, I'll just tap on here. You can see it's very, very small, but you can see there is a small positive sign on each of these LEDs. So we'll just pop those in, and those will go straight flush to the board. And we'll just again splay the legs out very slightly, just hold them in place. And there's quite a lot of LEDs on here, so I think what I'll do is I will just pause this video and put all these LEDs in and solder them up for you, just to save a bit of time. So I'll see you in a second. Right, so that's our LEDs in and soldered, 18 in total. Didn't take too long. Just tack up one side. If they're falling out slightly, just apply some pressure with your finger, and just heat up this single. Obviously, you've only tacked one side up, so heat up this soldered side, and it'll sort of pop into place. And then just you can tack up the other side and then cut the leads off. So that's them on, and fairly tidy job. And the last thing to put in is these 47 millifarad capacitors. Again, just check they're all the same value, and they are. And these are clearly marked positive and negative. So, yeah, longer side's positive, remember. we'll just pop those in. Like so. And just be careful if you get this particular kit, because some of these LEDs are and the capacitors, as you see, are different ways around. They're not all in the same orientation, just because of the design of the circuit. So we'll get these tacked up. So yeah, there they go, fairly uniform. There we go. Right, and the last thing we've got to do, other than the power, is to insert the switch, and it shouldn't matter which way this goes round, so just gently bend the leads again just to hold it in place. And what we'll do is we'll just sorry, apologies, I'll just solder the centre lead. As you can see, it's a bit wobbly there, you know, it's not particularly centralised, so I'll just apply pressure with my fingers, and taking care not to burn your fingers. Just heat up that joint you've just made, and you just see it pop into place, and let it cool, and there we go, nice and flush to the board. And then just do the other two connections. Now obviously this switch, if you're going to put this in a housing, this switch isn't necessarily required. You could mount that switch externally, or use a different type of switch, and you could just, or if you just want to run straight off the power, you could just branch that. So a little trim there, and the very last thing now is to put our power leads in now. So I've not tinned this wire because the holes for the wire to go in are extremely small. And it's not really necessary, to be honest. If you've got good quality wire, you know, it's probably already pre-tinned, or is copper, which is obviously going to take the solder quite well. Okay, I'll just heat that up because it's not the insulation isn't right up to the PCB, so I'll do it. And that is it. So the only thing to do now is to test the thing. So it says on the board 3 volts DC. Also on here, I'll just show you that this does have built-in strain relief, so we can feed our wire back through there, and it keeps the wiring sort of out the back, and you know, makes it a bit neater if you're gonna mount it in something, to give this as a gift if that's your intention. Okay, so yeah, 3 volts. So I'll just stick the bench supply on. 3 volts. I'll just put it on just now, and hopefully this should look okay. Apologies, this I think I need to sort the lighting out in the workshop because it seems to be losing focus quite a lot. And there we have it. It's already on. There's a switch showing it in showing it that it actually works. And there you've got a nice twinkling heart to give to your loved one, mother, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you wish. So yeah, nice little kit, nice little starter kit for the kids to get involved with, as I say. And for 82 pence, including delivery to UK, fantastic value, really good value, and simple to make. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you found it interesting, please give me the thumbs up, and yeah, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, and we'll see you again soon, possibly for making this little breathing blue LED kit. Anyway guys, love ya, bye bye.